I am Raleigh Putterball, along with my wife Barb, at the England Idlewild Park in Burlington, Kentucky on Memorial Day 2025. The Aviation Memorial was dedicated on November 26, 2011. The memorial consists of 3 plaques commemorating the accidents of TWA Flight 694, American Airlines Flight 383, and TWA Flight 128 at the Greater Cincinnati Airport. Land use for the memorial and grove was provided by Boone County Judge Executive Gary Moore in 2011 and approved by the victims' families. The plaques were designed and manufactured by Mike Major of Urbana, Ohio. The plaques were researched and written by the Flight 383-128 Memorial Group. The pedestal for the plaques was designed by Harvey Pelly, and construction of the pedestal was done by Harold Vines, Harvey Pelly, and his sons Harvey Pelly Jr. and John Pelly. Funding for the project was provided by private donations.
TWA Flight 694, January 12, 1955. TWA Flight 694, en route to Cleveland, Ohio, was taking off from the airport when it was struck by a privately owned DC-3 at 9:04 a.m. on January 12, 1955, 2 minutes after takeoff. After impact, the TWA Martin 202A aircraft fell to the ground approximately 750 feet west of North Bend Road in Hebron. 3 crew members and 10 passengers on Flight 694, including 1 Northern Kentuckian and 2 crew members on the DC-3, perished. The CAB ruled the probable cause of the accident was the DC-3 operating in the area as unknown traffic and without clearance. American Airlines Flight 383, November 8, 1965. American Airlines Flight 383 was making an approach in rain when it crashed into the hillside rising above Route 8 in Constance, Kentucky on November 8, 1965 at 7:01 p.m. The 3-engine Boeing 727 Astrojet was en route from New York to Cincinnati. 58 passengers and crew perished, 4 of whom were Kentuckians. 1 crew member and 3 passengers survived. This crash was the second in a series of 4 727 crashes within 7 months. The CAB ruled pilot error as the cause. As a result of this crash, all airlines modified their training manuals and pilots were reoriented to the flying characteristics of this safe aircraft. A new and safer 7,800-foot east-west runway was completed in April of 1967. TWA Flight 128, November 20th, 1967. TWA Flight 128 was making an approach in light snow when it crashed into an orchard approximately 1,000 feet north of Route 20 in Hebron on November 20th, 1967 at 8:57 p.m. The 4-engine Convair 880 was en route from Los Angeles to Cincinnati. 70 passengers and crew perished, 5 of whom were Kentuckians. 2 crew members and 10 passengers survived. The NTSB ruled pilot error as the cause. This crash remains the worst accident in Kentucky aviation history and resulted in construction of an approach lighting system, ALS, for runway 18, completed in July of 1969. The pavers for the memorial were installed by Boone County Maintenance along with the benches to provide peaceful reflection. The white bricks that you see represent those that were lost on the 3 flights. Additionally, the grove commemorates the memory of passengers lost in Comair Flight 444 on October 8, 1979, and Air Canada Flight 797 on June 2, 1983. Comair Flight 444, October 8, 1979. Comair Flight 444, a Piper PA-31-310 aircraft en route to Nashville, Tennessee, crashed on takeoff at Greater Cincinnati International Airport on October 8, 1979. Following liftoff and approximately 150 feet above the runway, the pilot reported a loss of power from an engine and was instructed by tower control to return and land. Seconds later, the plane rolled to the right into an inverted position and fell nose first to the ground. The pilot and 7 passengers perished in the crash. The NTSB determined that the probable cause of the crash was the loss of control of the aircraft following a partial loss of power immediately after liftoff. Air Canada Flight 797, June 2nd, 1983. Air Canada Flight 797, a McDonnell Douglas DC-9 aircraft, was en route from Dallas-Fort Worth to Montreal on June 2nd, 1983, when an electrical fire was discovered in the aft lavatory during flight. The flight was diverted to Greater Cincinnati International Airport for an emergency landing. After the landing and during the evacuation, the influx of oxygen from the opening of the aircraft doors fueled the fire and caused a flashover, which engulfed the cabin, taking the lives of 23 of the 41 passengers. The Aviation Memorial and Grove is open to the public during normal park hours and offers family members and local residents a quiet location to reflect and remember those lost in these events during the 20th century. Upon entering the park, turn left at the first intersection. The location is several hundred yards down the road on the right side. Ample free parking is available. Thank you for watching.